On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk about some new things going on at YouTube and maybe a few other things as well when it comes to the world of video. And speaking of the world of video, this episode is made possible by our good friends who make video possible. That is Movo. And Movo has all the great things that you need, from lights to even some webcams. They've got microphones. They got microphones for your smartphone. They got microphones for your desktop. They got microphones for your music studio. They've got everything you could possibly imagine when it comes to shooting video or recording sound. So if you're interested and you want to learn more, be sure to head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo and check out all they have to offer right now. All right, with that, let's hit the music.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray, the video guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. Okay, I got a question. We're talking about Movo. I have a client who has an iPhone. He's been recording videos on his iPhone, and he's doing it with ambient sound. And he can't figure out the interface audio. So I know Movo has all this. What I want to do is get him that $18 lavalier and then just the adapter to plug it in. Do you know offhand what that is? This is an example.
Well, we'd need to know which iPhone he has, because the new ones obviously are USB. The older ones are Lightning. Okay. So the $18 mic is perfectly fine. In fact, I recommend that one most of the time because, for instance, you can buy one that is directly USB-C. You can buy one that is directly Lightning. But the problem is, if you got an iPhone that's Lightning and you move up to the USB one, then your microphone can't plug anymore without another adapter. So for me, I like to buy the regular one that just has the quarter-inch jack.
Yeah, yep. Okay.
And then buy an adapter for that particular phone.
Okay.
And so the $18 mic and the adapter, I don't even know of what the adapters cost, but Do you know? They may already have one. If they've got an iPhone, they probably have an adapter sitting at their house already. The same thing with most of the nicer Androids, probably already have that sitting at their house anyways.
Yeah, but I want to send it to him so he can plug it in. Do you know what? There's like two adapters I would need, and I need to find out what iPhone he's got.
It would either be the USB-C or the Lightning adapter. And that will get you some great audio.
That's all I need to do to go to Movo to find these then. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Or, of course, you could also do the portable wireless ones, they've got some really nice wireless ones now that are not super expensive. So you could get one of those as well. Obviously, a lot more than $18, but as far as wireless microphones go, very inexpensive.
I think he'll be okay with the wired microphone. I mean, he sits almost right in front of it. He sits across the desk from it.
Is he shooting at the desktop or?
No, he's using his phone, but he's sitting at a desk when he does it.
Gotcha. Okay. Because he may even, well, I guess if he's stick with what we said.
I want to keep it simple because I'm buying it for him. It's going to be a present.
Present. If you're buying it for him, then you definitely
yeah.
As cheap as you can.
Okay, so today we've got a bunch of news you can use, but we can't keep calling our shows news you can use because they never show up anywhere. But I've got as you probably know, I go through Search Engine Land and Search Engine Journal on a regular basis to get updates. And this one is a biggie from Search Engine Land. YouTube issues guidance on when to post content for maximum reach. So the first thing they say for news trends or content with a shorter lifespan as soon as possible. But
pretty logical there, I guess.
Yeah, but for evergreen content, they have some posting times And live videos, they're saying go live when your analytics chart indicates you have the most reach for your audience. Thank you, YouTube.
That's the type of advice I see all the time that I always love. It's like, oh, here are the top 10 ways to grow your YouTube channel. And it's always like number 10, record content. Well, okay. Yes, we need to make videos. That is true. That's not much of a clue there.
Off-hour posting, YouTube liaison officer Renee Ritchie mentioned on X that if you post during off hours like the early morning, the initial post and views might be slower. It's important to adjust your expectations. Therefore, he pointed out, and Renee is a guy, I guess.
Renee Ritchie, yeah. So before we go on, just to give a little background, Renee Ritchie, if you want to talk about an online success story there, Renee Ritchie is a I'm sure he's done a lot of things, but he's a YouTube like video blogger type who used to talk all about like Apple products and stuff. So he'd be the one being like, oh, the new iPhone's coming out next month. Here's what to expect. And, that kind of stuff. And now he's moved into an actual position inside YouTube because of that. So work hard, get an audience, and good things like that can happen. So it's not just always about the audience. So Renee is a very good blogger on there, and it's really cool that I knew he took that position up. He's had it for a while now, but it's very good that he's got that. So,
well, he pointed out that even if you post during off hours, over time the total views will usually even out regardless of the initial posting time. And I'm pretty busy. And so I just have to post when I get the videos done. And I notice that sometimes it takes them a while to ramp up. But I had one video that was at 53 views for like a day or two, and now it's at 2,000. So that's cool. Here's what YouTube product lead Todd Beaupre, Beaupre. I'm sure I mispronounced that.
I'm sure that's well done.
Yeah, thanks. This is what he said. I'm not calling it X. I'm calling it Twitter. The way we designed the algorithm, we want to give audience videos and other content that they're going to be the most satisfied by. If the audience doesn't really care whether you've uploaded at 3 a.m. or 7 p.m, algorithms shouldn't care anyhow. I encourage creators, when they have this questions, they can immediately think about the algorithm, replace the word algorithm in their question and the word audience, and it's going to give you the answer when they have questions. So yeah, okay, whatever. The more you focus on understanding what your audience wants and finding the best fit with them, the algorithm's going to match that. So I don't know. All this makes sense. I'm going to read the second one again, though. This is changing algorithm to audience. What I encourage creators to do when they have some of these questions and they immediately think about the algorithm, replace the word algorithm in their question with the word audience. That's going to give you a better answer because we're aiming to serve the audience.
And I think that's more vital these days than ever before because of the way that most of the traffic to videos comes these days. It's not like it's from search anymore like it used to be. So thinking about that audience is really a good thing to do. So I agree with that kind of thought process.
Okay, here's an article from Meta. You've heard of them.
Meta.
Exploring videos on Facebook just got easier. Launching an updated full-screen video player with consistent design for all video links, whether they're reels, longer videos, or live videos. I watch a lot of videos on Facebook. I never noticed that, but anyhow. The upgraded player has new controls like full screen mode for horizontal videos. Well, that might be something to use. You'll see more relevant video recommendations regardless of their length to explore content based on your interest. So, anyhow, whoop-de freaking do.
Ah, yes, that's what we're going for. Is whoop de freaking do.
Whoopie freaking do. U.S. Senator says TikTok. Now, this one is from, oh, wow, this is over a month old. So we haven't done a show in a while. U.S. Senator says TikTok divestiture deadline could extend to 1 year.
What a shock!
The chair of the U.S. Senate Commerce Committee said that. Deadline
But I
to
thought they were
force
just going to ban it. What?
deadline
What
to
happened?
force the parent company ByteDance to divest. So that's Maria Cantwell, Senate Commerce Committee chair. So
So
who knows?
basically, all
Who
that,
knows
all that.
this?
We're going to get you. And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
shocking.
New YouTube Shorts ad opportunities for brands. Ad opportunities for brands. That's one of the highlights. Google claims its ABCD framework can boost Shorts ad performance. The Shorts growing audience offers a potential for innovative brand connections. So
That would be a nice thing. You know,
yeah,
I like shorts for a lot of reasons, but not for making money for most people.
no. Well,
Unfortunately.
it can drive some traffic to your regular videos. You know, if you make a short of your regular video, I guess.
Yeah.
It can. It depends what it is.
No, it definitely can. And we've seen that, but you know, and it depends on the audience too. Like one of the things that we've learned pretty quickly is that as great as that is, like for the nerve doctors, you know, the audience is a little too old. They're not going to be doing it,
Right,
you know,
right.
so
Yeah, yeah. Good point.
what are you going to do?
Well, it says sort of the key of the ABCD principles. It's a framework, I guess, and the principles of the framework is it's going to help get people's attention, going to help with branding and help you connect, and you can ask them to take an action. So, by the way, I'll put the links to all these articles in the show notes. So,
Nice.
okay, now here's one. I don't know if you saw this or not. Google confirms links are not all that important for websites. I mean, that's been the deal since the 90s that, you know, the more links
They've
got,
claimed forever that that was going to be the case, and we hear that all the time. So I don't know if I trust that or not. A lot of the big SEO people still talk about links all the time. So I don't know.
well, I will tell you that I had a client call me, and I'll have the link to the article on the website so you can read the whole thing. I'm not going to give it. I mean, the headline pretty much says everything you need to know. I will tell you that a client of mine a few months ago said, my website's not on page one. And I said, well, because you didn't want to do links. And he says, oh. I said, let me go find somebody for you that can do high quality links. And I found him somebody, and he started doing it on a monthly basis. Guess what? His website shot up. It's not on page one yet, but it's on page two, and you couldn't find it anywhere before. So
That's good.
yeah. So I don't know, you know. Google adds 6 new AI features for Performance Max. Have you seen that? With you do all the buys for me.
There I have seen some things that yes have mentioned that. So yeah.
Okay.
I haven't really gotten too deep into it yet, but I am doing some new Performance Max things for a few people, so I'm sure I'll be getting more into that. But I have seen where things are starting to change in there. So, yep.
New PMax features include customer value mode, customer retention goal, detailed demographics, budget, pacing insights, and more. And these are all part of the AI thing. Again, the link will be in the description to get more information. Here's one, and this is really a long article, but it's an article on prompt engineering for Chat GPT, and it comes from Search Engine Journal. It's a pretty good article, and if you're wondering what kind of prompts to write and stuff, beyond give me an article on DUI attorneys. That will be in the show notes as well, and it's a good article to read. I read the whole thing. And, basically what you get is you just get you get a whole bunch of different props and you'll want to save it. Okay, so as we probably talked about on our last podcast, YouTube wants you to indicate when you're generating videos via AI. There is a thing to click in there. And so some of my videos are AI voice. I use ChatGPT to write them, and then I rewrite them because and fact check them. Very important. Anything you're going to put online from ChatGPT, fact check it. Because I'll give you an example. How can a DUI defense lawyer in Mississippi help me with my case? And one of the things they say, well, he may be able to negotiate plea bargain for you. Well, they don't have plea bargains in Mississippi. They have non-adjudication, which is different. You plead guilty, you keep your nose clean, and they drop the charges later on. You do everything they tell you on probation, they drop the charges.
But you know what? I mean,
Well, I'm just using it as an example. Be sure to fact check, that's all.
I just wonder if fact checking that and changing it to that would be beneficial, or people wouldn't know what the heck it is and move on to somebody.
Well, the only problem I worry about is the attorney coming back to me and saying, "Why did you do that? Are you stupid?" So. Because I've had attorneys, I have one attorney in particular, somebody was writing articles for him. Well, this is for the backlinking, and he called me and he said, "Is this guy retarded?" "What do you mean?" And he just used ChatGPT to write it. And so what I do is I scan the articles to make sure there's nothing in there that's not true.
Well, and the big thing there too, the attorneys need to kind of look at these things sometimes because they know the laws. We don't,
Yeah, well,
we know some, we've learned some, but
good luck with that.
Need to pay close attention to that part of things.
Yeah, but good luck with that. I mean, they're pretty busy, and so well, and this is why I pretty much just work with DUI defense lawyers, because I'm not going to say I'm not an attorney, obviously. I don't even play one on TV, but I've done this for long enough and written so many articles and it's easy whenever you see anything specific that ChatGPT has written, it's easy to just Google, are there plea deals in Mississippi? But I know the stuff that I need to fact check. That's the deal. See what I'm saying? Now, when you get into pest control companies or lawn care services, it's not as big a deal, but just know what services they offer. If it said, well, lawn care service can do all your landscaping for you. Well, do they in fact offer landscaping? You know what I'm saying? I kind of got off in the weeds in this one because the story I've got here, TikTok is going to start labeling AI generated content.
So basically they're going to put it on everything that's ever been put out.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to okay, so they're teaming up with the Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity. God, and will use their content credentials technology. So that means they can sort of identify it on their own. I don't use TikTok. I mean, at all. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I got enough to do. You use it though, don't you?
I do. I use it quite a bit.
Okay. Now,
mostly for fun. Not a lot. I do use it for business. Like I've gotten most of my clients onto it now, and
yeah.
You
Yeah, and
Results so far,
well, I know our friend Joey Franks, who's a joint customer of ours. Um, he does stuff on TikTok, and he did this one on traffic tickets, and he was just bored on a Sunday afternoon, and he has a real
he does a
simple,
lot of those.
huh? Yeah,
He does a lot of those. Well, I'm outside the court. It's
yeah.
8 a.m.
Well, he
Nothing
does
like
a
being
ton.
early.
He does a ton of shorts on. I don't know if he does them on. He does a ton of shorts on his YouTube channel. Hey, it's 4 a.m. I'm driving down to Biloxi.
Yeah. It's a 4-hour drive, but I'm willing to do it.
I'm willing to do it because I'm the big man. And but he did one on TikTok about traffic tickets, and it's kind of pithy and tightly edited, and he's got an easy to use editing software, and he doesn't do it very often, but he did it, and he got some cases off of it.
Nice.
So I know that it's a thing. I just haven't had time to get into it, and I'm not saying I shouldn't. Maybe I should make the time.
Sometimes you get stuff from the weirdest places that you don't expect,
Of course, if somebody did say I want to use TikTok, I'd just go to Ray, the video guy, say, hey, I know somebody who can help you.
Well, there you go. That
we don't do local service ads, do we? We do Performance Max. They're two separate things, aren't they?
They're two different things. What's funny, only certain industries have it. More and more are getting into it. More and more industries are being allowed into that. It's funny because I've had trouble like trying to talk clients into going that direction, and I don't quite understand why. I'm like, it's
Performance Max. You mean
Performance Max is really good, but I mean the LSAs. Why wouldn't you? Get in there.
Yeah, well, I talked to a client of mine the other day, again, a DUI attorney, and I said, you're doing the local service ads, aren't you? He goes, yeah. I said, how do you do with them? He said, pretty well.
Yeah.
I said, well, my business partner, Ray, the video guy, is doing, we've found a lot of success with Performance Max. And I said, we got a client in Mississippi. We flipped over to Performance Max. He's getting way more clicks for a lot less cost.
And
by
the way, for the same amount of money, 10 times the traffic and 10 times the clicks. And I'm not joking. Literally 10 times for the same amount of dollars.
Well, I got the same reaction from him that you get. And he's even hearing it in his mastermind groups. You got to go with Performance Max. And he's real hesitant to move out of the local service ads.
Well, what it is, and I wouldn't recommend he does. I mean, I would recommend put some extra money into the other.
Well, yeah, and
I know people don't like to spend money, but what he's afraid of is he doesn't want to touch that. He knows what he's getting in. He knows I'm getting X number of cases that come in the door. I don't want to mess with that because I'm getting X number of cases through the door. So cutting off of that to do something else, he may see he's afraid he's going to lose what he's got, and I can understand that.
Good point. That. Yeah, so, good point. Well, and
it's a matter of getting them to try something new. Tell them to spend a couple $100 to try it out. Come on.
Well, and and I sort of quoted that all out of context because him and I were just brainstorming, and I was telling him about Performance.
It's easy for you and I to spend their money, though, Steve.
Right, and I think that's kind of where his thinking is right now. He's in a mastermind group. And well, this client. He's in he's just above the Bronx in
I sure do.
Yeah. And he is I was trying to get him to use you, and of course I don't twist people's arms, but I was telling him what you were doing. And I said, well,
we could get somebody from the Bronx to do that though.
Yeah. He said I said I got a client that's spending I use the term a ton of money. That's Joey down in Mississippi. And he said, well, what's a ton of money? And I kind of laughed and I said, oh gosh, I hope I'm not doing the typical salesman exaggeration here. I'm going to tell you what it is, and you're going to laugh at me. But I said, about 1,500 a month.
I think Joey's doing a little more than that.
Is he $2,000 a month? What's he doing?
He's up to beyond that already. So
is he? Okay. Well, anyhow, he's spending a fair amount of money, but I called it a ton of money. And
well,
and
you know what? For local businesses that we deal with who never want to spend more than $300 or $400, that is a ton of money to them.
Well, sure. Oh, yeah.
If you're talking about a New York City law firm,
because
that's not a ton of money.
No, we just brought on somebody in North Carolina in a market of about $250,000, and he's starting at $750,000, and we'll work on that. But anyhow, he said, I'm in a mastermind group, and it's all guys on the East Coast, and they're all DUI lawyers. One guy is spending $40,000 a month.
Oh, I know people. I know some big law firms that spend way more than that.
Yeah. Well, this is DUI law. We're not talking personal injury law. This is DUI law, and one of the things that they were talking about on this call was that can you take more cases? Yes. Spend more money on Google Ads then. I thought that was interesting. Anyhow, the point of all this, I'm finally getting around to it. This is from Search Engine Journal. Again, we'll post a link in the show notes. Proximity not a factor for local service ad rankings. As matters less, service area alignment is now more of a crucial factor. Businesses must define and honor true service boundaries. So, thought that was interesting. I don't know how earth-shattering of a news story that is, but I thought that was worth knowing.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like with most of the news, they make a bigger deal out of it than it really is.
I know, and I'm not going to get 5 stars for finding that article by any means. Do you do service ads for any of your clients? I know we don't for
right now. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them do the service ads yet. And for those of you wondering what that is, also many people call it Google guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
It's called local service ads now because some of them don't have guarantees, so it's tough to call it that anymore. So when it was just roofers and such, there was the guarantee. But now, if you're hiring a lawyer, they don't have the guarantee. Some industries they don't. Some industries they do.
Oh, okay. So. They used to, but they dropped that for lawyers. It's probably more meant for service industries.
And they may have it for lawyer. I did just some industries that don't have it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so I don't know if law is one of them.
Well, Joey never believed in the service ads. I mean, he just never wanted to do it. So, and he explained it to me, but I wasn't listening.
Well, and the other thing too is
I just don't remember what he said.
My only problem with the LSAs is that so many people are in it now. Before it was like, oh, they vet you and they do this, so there wasn't a lot of people in the program. And now they vet people, but they let almost everybody in. So,
yeah,
what
does that mean? Except for locksmiths and garage door repair.
Let's not talk about that right now.
All right.
Still struggling with the whole garage door thing because of that.
God. That would drive me crazy. But see, my problem is you've got better mental health than me. Okay, that's not my problem. My problem is something like that would happen to me, and the old imposter syndrome would kick in right away. So. I'm glad I'm not dealing with that.
Well, the funny thing is it had nothing to do with me. I wasn't even.
I know.
So there was no imposter syndrome to happen because I had nothing to do with it in the first place. It's just he came to me because of this, and I've been trying to get him help ever since.
I know. But
and Google, by the way, for those of you who don't know, we'll go back a little bit. I know we've talked about this before. We've got a friend of mine who has a garage door company, and what happened was Google did a huge crackdown on locksmiths and garage door companies, and a whole bunch of them got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them who were legitimate businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those businesses, they fixed it. This guy's, they have not fixed. We have done everything. I've got a guy who literally works with people inside Google who are feeding him information and everything, and it's still getting denied every time. And it came down to the one Google person told him that The issue was they had flagged his email that was in the account. So we created a new email, made that the owner, removed that email out of there, refreshed everything. We've submitted every piece of paperwork you could possibly imagine, done the video, specifically for that. And they're still denying it right now.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what they could possibly need in order to prove that this guy is just a family business trying to make a living, and Google is destroying his business for no reason whatsoever. He's done nothing wrong. All these other ones get shut down because they were doing, they would basically, what it would be is I'd be a locksmith in some city and I'd create fake locksmith accounts all over the place and have fake addresses and all. This is just a guy with a business. And for some reason, they've shut him down and they won't fix this. And it doesn't make any sense. We have submitted every piece of paperwork you could possibly imagine, from the Secretary of State, from the government, from the federal government. We've done videos where we showed the office, we've showed all the trucks, we've showed everything. I don't get it. I don't know why they've got such a focus on this one guy. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, and I have a love-hate relationship with Google/YouTube, especially YouTube.
Don't we all at times?
They drive me nuts sometimes. Okay, here's one. Now, you might be asking, well, this is video marketing madness. Why are you talking about Google Ads? Well, when you do YouTube stuff for a customer like I do, you really got to have a hard ROI driven way of getting them cases, in my case, because I work with attorneys. So Google Ads are, I'm selling those. I'm pushing them real hard. I got about a little over a dozen clients, and I talk to them all the time about it. And then Ray does them for me. And so there you go. But what happens is, yes, the YouTube is a great way to tell your story. We, if we do interview videos, then we run YouTube ads, pre-roll ads, so the marketplace sees them. But I still need to drive more than that, and that's the good thing about Google Ads. So if you're doing YouTube stuff for a customer, always keep Google Ads as part of the mix. Hopefully that all made sense. That's why Ray
if you're doing the Performance Max stuff, you're going to get a mix of all those different things together.
Yes. Well, yes. Thank you for bringing that up, because I have a client that we just brought on board, and I've done a ton of videos for him, and none of them are going to win Emmys, to say the least. They're just slideshow ads for the backlinks, but Ray was able to grab those and put those out there as part of the Performance Max. So that's pretty groovy.
Yeah.
Okay. Search engine land. I think this is the last story of the day, so you can applaud. Google Ads will pause low activity keywords starting in June. And low activity, if you created the campaigns 13 months ago and 0 impressions in the last 13 months. So they want to focus on stuff that drives results, not just leave stuff out there.
Understandable.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'll get all those in the show notes. Might be tomorrow before I get the audio podcast up there, but I always get it in fairly decent time, if not the same day.
Yes, you do.
So what's new with you? Anything new and groovy going on?
We got so much going on here. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And none of it's exciting enough to really talk about.
I know. Yeah. It's producing a lot of videos.
Yeah, we are, not in the way that we used to, but we're producing a lot of the short video stuff, and doing a lot of car videos now.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I knew you on one of your classes, you were teaching what you were doing for the car dealership. So that was pretty neat.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Okay, well, who made this fine episode of Video Marketing Madness available?
Well, this episode was made possible by our good friends over at Movo. So if you want to be able to get some great stuff to make you sound better, look better, and maybe even feel better, who knows?
Yeah.
Get on over to Movo and check out all the things they have, from lapel microphones to wireless microphones, desktop vlogging microphones. They've got lights, they've got cameras, and they've got action. So head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo to check it out today.
All right.
With that, let's hit the music, Steve.
All right.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.